Welcome to today's explainer. You pour hours, months, literally maybe even years into crafting your content, building an audience, and generating revenue, right? Only to have the whole shebang vanish in like 5 minutes flat, all thanks to some teenager sitting half a world away. So today, we're talking about building an absolute impenetrable digital fortress around your YouTube business.
Okay, let's dive right into this. I want you to ask yourself honestly right now, is that channel you've spent so much blood, sweat, and tears building actually protected from today's evolving cyber threats? We always kind of think, it's not going to happen to me. But let me tell you, hope is absolutely not a security strategy.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the threat, move into spotting the signs, then building defenses, emergency response, and finally, legal remedies. Starting off with Section 1, the threat, and exactly why hackers are targeting you. Listen, a successful channel isn't just a fun, creative outlet anymore. To cybercriminals, it's basically an unguarded bank vault. They're not just hanging around to cause mischief or troll your comment section. No, they want to hijack your platform to run these massive cryptocurrency scams directly to your loyal audience. Or, just silently siphon off your AdSense revenue right into their own pockets. Sometimes, they just want to flip your channel to the highest bidder on the underground market, or use your trusted account to commit widespread identity theft. The bottom line, if you've got an audience, you've got a massive target on your back. But here's the crazy twist. Most channels aren't brute forced by some master hacker breaking through complex firewalls. Actually, they're stolen because creators get tricked. Phishing attacks are literally the #1 cause of account theft. Just imagine, right, getting this panicked email from what looks exactly like YouTube support, warning you about an imminent copyright strike. Or maybe it's this incredibly lucrative dream sponsorship offer. Well, one click on a malicious attachment or a fake login page, and boom, the attacker holds all the keys. They are specifically exploiting your anxiety or your excitement. That brings us to Section 2, spotting the warning signs. So the crucial point here is that dismissing those small, kind of annoying security alerts from Google, that is a fatal mistake. Google actively tracks where and how you log in. So if you see a login alert from a new city or an unexpected password reset email, or worst of all, a sudden change to your recovery email or phone number, look, those aren't just weird system glitches. Those are flashing red sirens telling you someone is actively picking the lock to your digital property right now. And then, of course, there's the bizarre channel activity. Unauthorized video uploads, like those notorious Elon Musk crypto live streams we've all seen, alter channel descriptions, or just randomly deleted videos. The minute you spot these, you aren't just at risk anymore. You are actively being breached. Your audience is literally being exposed to fraud under your name, and you've got to act immediately. Moving right along to Section 3, building your technical defenses. Okay, we really need to leave behind those weak, everyday habits like reusing passwords across 10 different sites or sharing team logins. We need to upgrade to the corporate gold standard. We're talking about using unique passwords that are at least 16 characters long. But even more importantly, actually scratch that, most importantly, we're talking about moving past basic text message security and investing in physical hardware security keys. These are actual little USB devices that you have to physically plug into your computer to log in. It basically makes remote phishing and SIM swapping practically impossible. Let's move to the non-negotiable configurations you need to activate today. First, enable two-factor authentication. That's your absolute baseline defense, no excuses. Next, turn on all login notifications so you're always kept in the loop. Then, download and literally print out your backup recovery codes so you have a physical analog failsafe. And finally, actively manage your devices. Go into your settings and kick out any of those old phones, tablets, or random laptops that really shouldn't have access to your account anymore. Now, if you run a larger channel, you probably have a team helping you out. Never, and I mean ever, share your primary login credentials or your password with your editors or managers. Doing that just completely eliminates any accountability and spreads your risk across a bunch of unsecured devices. Instead, you've got to use YouTube's role-based permissions to grant limited access. Your master key must remain yours alone. Now for the scary part. Section 4, emergency response and recovery. If you ever suspect a hack, these are the exact 5 steps you must take in the immediate hours following the breach. Step 1, change your password immediately to something completely brand new. Step 2, go straight into your active sessions and revoke access to any unauthorized devices. Step 3, check and update your recovery info so the hacker can't just use a backdoor to sneak right back in. Step 4, enable that stronger authentication we just talked about. And step 5, preserve your evidence. Save those emails, take screenshots of any unauthorized uploads, and document all those login alerts.
Look, recovering an account from YouTube support is notoriously stressful. Why? Because you need overwhelming proof that you are the legitimate owner, not the hacker who just went in and changed all your details. To do this, you're going to need exact channel URLs, detailed AdSense monetization records, government IDs, and historical data, like the exact date you created the channel and your old passwords. Do yourself a massive favor and organize a secure offline folder with all this data today, long before you ever actually need it.
Finally, Section 5, legal rights and remedies.
It is absolutely vital to remember that hacking isn't just some platform terms of service violation. It is a real, prosecutable cybercrime. Under laws globally, things like India's Information Technology Act of 2000 or the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act in the US, unauthorized access and data theft carry some very serious, real-world penalties. Your channel is a legitimate business, and the law legally recognizes it as one.
And this brilliantly illustrates how your own intellectual property actually acts as a massive legal shield. When you create a video, write a script, or design a custom graphic, copyright protection is totally automatic. So if a hacker tries to monetize your stolen content or distribute your original assets, they are committing blatant copyright infringement. This gives you incredibly powerful legal leverage to pull to get your content taken down or reclaimed. If the worst happens, you generally have 3 distinct legal avenues. First up, criminal remedies, which is where law enforcement actually prosecutes the offender for cybercrimes and fraud. Second, you have civil remedies. This allows you to literally sue for monetary compensation to cover your lost ad revenue, lost sponsorships, and all that reputational damage. And third, injunctive relief. These are rapid court orders that legally force the immediate halt of any ongoing misuse of your stolen assets. But remember, cybersecurity is never just a one-time checklist. It's a constantly evolving arms race. Today, we aren't just fighting bad passwords anymore. We are dealing with flawless AI-generated phishing emails, terrifying deepfake impersonation scams, and incredibly sophisticated credential theft malware that's perfectly disguised as legitimate editing software or sponsorship documents. You kind of have to stay paranoid, and you definitely have to stay updated.
Which leaves us with one final, absolutely critical question. If a hacker targets your channel tonight, will they hit a brick wall or an open door? Don't wait for a breach to find out. Build your digital fortress today and ensure your hard work remains protected. Thanks so much for learning with us on this explainer, and stay safe out there.